Hi friends, how are you? Welcome back to my channel. And sadly it's another gloomy day out here, and it has become kind of like a common theme in our video lately, but the show must go on. And so welcome to another episode of our dramione fanfiction recommendation. Once in a while I will see this video pop up on my feed.
I will bow my hand.
And I'm going to come over to the dark side.
And I will have such a craving to read this little vision become a reality, maybe a fictional reality at best. But thanks to the talent of the authors in our fandom, any vision you have out there, you can probably find a fic to satisfy your need. And so, welcome to our dramione yule fanfiction recommendation. So in today's video, I'm going to break up this video into two categories. The first is Draco and Hermione's, or each other dates at the Yule Ball, or they dance with each other at the Yule Ball for whatever reason. And the second category I will keep secret for now. You guys may want to guess what it is, and stay tuned until the end of the video is to see if we're on the same dramione wavelength or not. But I don't want to spoil that second category because it's a little bit more complicated, a little bit different. Stay tuned until the end of the video to read more fanfiction in the second category of Yule Ball fanfiction, okay? Now, let us get started with where Draco and Hermione dance together or are each other's date at the Yule Ball. The first story that I would like to recommend in this category, we have Arctic Wolf by Salt and Bread. This is a story where Draco is a Durmstrang student and he's only visiting Hogwarts for the Triwizard Tournament in the 4th year. So you do not have that history or that hatred built between Draco and Hermione, but you get to see their relationship develop from a different angle, from a different point of view. And I know that Yule Ball stories are very niche, and so they can be repetitive at times, and I want to recommend to you guys, you know, stories that are more unique and more different from the rest, so that you can enjoy Yule Ball and, you know, have that fresh breeze in your life as well. This story is just mainly fluff, just has a little bit very light angst, nothing that you cannot handle. And I know that this story is all about that Christmas and winter vibe, but for some reason it just warms you up so good. And I feel like this is just a good read any time of the year. If it's summertime for you, like where I'm at right now, this story will help with that longing for Christmas or winter. And if you want to wait until Christmas time to read this story, it's gonna be also perfect. Plus, this story has an art that I'm so in love with Dramione fan art, but I feel like the art that has been made for this story is just so fitting. Having the art in here just complete the package for me. And so if you guys have not read Arctic Wolf by Salt and Bread, give it a go because you will have a good time with it. The next story in this category, we have Something Just Like This by Layla Moon. And this is a story where Draco and Hermione are partner in crimes. Hermione needs to have a date because she has already told Ron so to make him jealous, and Draco's wanted to have a date so that he can get Pansy off his back. And so our lovebird work together, hopefully not fall in love by the end of the story. This story is probably the most in-character or Dramione partner in crime story that I have ever read, because let me tell you, our babies, they draft up their plan on parchment for each of the day leading up to the ball so that they can make their relationship looks realistic to the world. I don't know why they think they cannot fall in love by the end of the story, I don't know, but if that doesn't say Dramione, and if that doesn't say the biggest nerd in the whole wizarding world to you, I don't know what will. The story is gonna be a super light-hearted read for you. It's an easy read, very teensy with a lot of fluff and a lot of focus on Dramione alone. So if you're like me and you're just dying for their one-on-one interactions, their skinsips, their touches, this story is gonna be a galore for you. This story is on the shorter side, but it will leave you satisfied. Like, you will not have that longing or craving for something more after you read a short story. It's perfect in any way possible, and you guys will have a good time with this story, so please go ahead and give it a go. The next story has my heart, you guys, and that is Take My Hand, Break My Plan by Another Lonely Writer. This is one of the best series of vignette one-shot out there in Dramione fanfiction. If you guys are interested in more series of vignette one-shot, I would recommend you guys check out my other video, because I have already made a whole video on series of vignette one-shot in Dramione fanfiction, and that just tell you that series of vignette one-shot are just my absolute soft spot in Dramione fanfiction. For those of you who are not familiar, series of vignette one-shot are the ones where you get to see the relationship develop in snippets over the year, usually over a tradition or some common detail. For example, in this one, we get to see how they dance together throughout the year, every time that they dance, every time that Hermione cutsy and Draco bowls throughout the year, starting in their 4th year at the Yule Ball. But this story is another lonely writer story, and so you do not have to worry about anything with this author because they will deliver every time, okay? Story has a bonus point for another thing that I just love with Dramione fanfiction, and that is seeing the story being told from Draco's point of view. And I don't know what it is, but I just love reading Draco's point of view because I love to see how he pines for our girl, because this idiot is pining most of the time. And because this story is told from Draco's point of view, right, you already know that it's not going to be mainly fluff. It's going to have that little bit bit of angst, that hint of angst in there because of his nature to self-inflict off those angst on him because he doesn't get the girl that he wants. So you will have a balanced, easy and short read here, but I would say that this story is impactful. Story is one of the stories that leave me with a lot of thoughts and a lot of emotion to process afterward, and so this story is not forgettable, okay? And so if you guys have not tried this before, go ahead and read this story and let me know what you think, if you have the same tendencies that I do. And lastly in this category we have an honorable mention, and that is Dancing with Draco by Diamond Daydream. This is one of the stories where Draco is enlisted by the school teacher to train Hermione in dancing, to be her dance tutor, just so Hermione doesn't embarrass Hogwarts being Crumb's date to the U-Ball. And just by me telling you that synopsis, we are all seasoned romance reader here. You already know what is going to happen, right? We all know that they went to school for 3 years before this, but you know, they are all blind with their prejudice and the things that they have been taught growing up, and so they never really see this person in front of them. So now with the forced proximity, they are forced to learn more about the other person and to peel back off that onions layer to really see the person in front of them. And so by learning more about the other person, they also learn more about themselves as well. They also get challenged with everything that they thought they knew, everything that they were told growing up. And with this story being set in the 4th year, I feel like it's just a perfect opportunity for those details to be explored, and I think this author did a fantastic job with this story. This story is on the shorter side, and so you guys can probably enjoy it all in one sitting if you guys want to, but I don't feel like the transition of relationship between Draco and Hermione is rushed in this story. You can clearly see, you know, the transition, the stages in the relationship. Personally, I did not really connect with this story emotionally, but I had a really good time reading it, and I would definitely recommend this story. So the not so secret second category of today, we have the story that explore what happened next after this scene.
You're fraternizing with the enemy.
The enemy?
They get scary when they get older.
Ron, you spoiled everything! What's this about?
So the second category, if you have guessed correctly, is Draco finding Hermione crying after Ron's little problem at the U-Ball. I feel like the few next recommendations that I'm going to share with you guys are my guilty pleasure because I enjoy them so much, even though I feel for my girl in here, okay? I feel sad for her because she deserves the award in here, but we all love a Draco inserting himself into somewhere, okay? So the first story we have in this category, we have Wish I Could Be and We Are Finally Free by Melanora Root. And this is a 2-part story, like a 2 one-shot. In this story, Draco Owlboy only have one little ask, and that is a dance with Hermione Granger. And we get to see how their relationship advanced after his request was granted. The Draco that we have in this story is the Draco that I have read a quote somewhere that say the only man that deserves you is the man that think he doesn't. And the Draco in this story is that Draco. But we get to see how, you know, our girl fixed that problem. With all the themes that I have just shared with you, you know that this story is gonna be on the angstier side. But if you come into here having already read Manacle, this is something kiddie, this is something cheesy to you, okay? This is nothing you can't handle, and you get rewarded with a very happy ending at the end, and so it's gonna be a perfect read for you. And I would read this story before I go to bed. You guys already know me and my Dramione bedtime story. Next story that we have in this category is In Reverse by To Eat a Peach, and this is among my most favorite one-shot in the Dramione fandom, if not my favorite one-shot, and it is definitely my favorite series of vignette one-shot. With series of vignette, you get to see how they develop their relationship throughout the year. In this story, we get to see Hermione's birthday each year in reverse. So you will start with the present and going back in time to first year at Hogwarts, Hermione's birthday. You may ask, why am I putting this story in the U-Ball recommendation list? The answer is that one of the snippets that we get to see in reverse explore Draco finding Hermione crying after Ron at the U-Ball. And if you have read In Reverse before, you will probably agree with me that the inclusion of that detail in reverse is just tremendously special and expensive. It just changed the whole dynamic of their relationship, and it's almost feel like, to me, it's a very pivotal moment in their relationship development. In Reverse is just my absolutely favorite thing of all time, and so if you guys have not read this story before, just go ahead and give it a go, because I promise you guys, you will never regret reading In Reverse by To Eat a Peach. The only regret you may have is that it's not long enough. The last story in this category, also the last story of the video, we have The One Time They Stayed by Quite the Sardonic, and this is another one, another series of vignette one shot. This story kind of explored their relationship development over the year through very short but very important interaction between Draco and Hermione, starting out with Draco finding Hermione crying after Ron at the Yule Ball. Even though the interaction is very short in this, somehow the author find a way to convey their love to us, you know, through those words. Like, we as reader can see how much they love each other just through very little word. And so this story is going to be a perfect bedtime story for you once again because of how short and how impactful it is. Okay, and that is the end of the video, and I hope that you guys have enough Yule Ball Dramione fanfiction recommendation to go on for days. And please let me know if you guys started reading any of the recommendation in this video and what you guys think about them, of course. And I would love to hear you guys' thoughts on anything and anything at all about Dramione. It doesn't have to be this video specifically, but I hope that you have a good time hanging out with me today, and I will see you guys in the next video. Okay, bye.